item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the January 13th, 2015 regular meeting.
Second.
A motion is second. Any comments on minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 2 on the agenda is receive and place on file drainage repairs. I believe we have it today. Item 3 on the agenda is to approve wage increase for Douglas Dara, correctional officer, to $60.85 per hour, effective January 9, 2015, per labor agreement.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion. Second.
A motion is second. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 4 on the agenda, receive and place on file resignation of David Kraft, correctional officer, effective January 8, 2015.
Mr. Chairman, move item 4. Second.
A motion is second. Second, any comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 5 on the agenda is receive and place on file the resignation of Catherine Casey, case manager, effective January 23rd. We changed that from the 22nd to the 23rd, effective 2015.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion is second. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 6 on the agenda, receive and place on file resignation of Carly Ludwig, Ayer, dental hygienist, effective January 14, 2015.
Chairman, move item 6. Second.
Have a motion is second. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Item 7 on the agenda, approve hiring and employment of Crystal K. Stack, typist, advanced, effective January 31st, 2015, at the rate of $12.75 per hour for recommendation of Jessica Wernemont, Child Support Recovery Unit.
So moved. Second.
A motion is second. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 8 on the agenda, approve and authorize chair to sign healthcare flexible spending account amendment for the flexible benefits plan with Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Iowa, effective January 1st, 2015, limiting participants' salary reduction for the plan year to $2,500.
Chairman, move item 8. Second.
Have a motion is second. Anybody will comment on that?
Well, Amy isn't here, but her note basically says that this is in regard to IRS Section 125 was amended by the Affordable Care Act to allow medical flexible spending accounts to contribute up to 25. Last year, we increased the contribution amount that the county allows from $2,000 to $2,500.
Basically, she already put it out there, 2,500, that's why I said 1,550. And the only other change was that you can carry over $500.
Questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 9 on the agenda, receive and place on file resignation of Linda Pingle as Coleman Sanitary Sewer Board trustee, effective January 12, 2015.
Second.
A motion is second. Any comments on it?
Yeah, my comment on this one, Larry Webster out of 1908 South 15. If we have gotten rid of her, can we hire another secretary or ask for a volunteer for another secretary to come in? Is this legal?
Actually, what will happen is that there will be a public meeting called for the purpose of electing a replacement for her as trustee.
Okay, allowed to yell to hear something?
Actually, let me grab the date. Mark is going to have the information, so I put it on. Let me get the date, because they've already said that. They'll give public notice in the newspaper.
Okay.
And it'll be in the conference.
We got plenty of time.
Yeah. That's what it's done.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, we've been doing it since I've been gone. Doesn't look like there's anything hardly at all on here.
Well, Larry, we really appreciate that you're back. It's nice to have you back. We realize that you've been recovering from some surgery, and we felt that we would go easy on you and didn't want to have anything
basically, the procedure will be that the chair will ask for nominations from the floor.
All right,
And then with those nominations, everyone that's present will be able to
nominate someone.
vote.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Who's gonna hold that meeting then? Who actually holds the meeting?
The trustees, the other two
Trustees,
trustees that
okay.
are remaining.
Okay, thank you very much.
Carol, what do they do if they don't have anybody to take the place?
Well, hopefully that won't happen.
They should need to be out campaigning to get some.
I would imagine there's some interest in getting on that board.
Okay.
Someone would nominate that when he opens the nominations, and whoever they nominate, then they could nominate multiple people. And then they would probably have like a paper ballot where you vote, each one present would vote.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the procedure? Did you have a question?
Yeah, this is becoming an issue out there that we need something more than just one election on the sewer board. We need to have a full election and replace the entire board. They can all run for re-election if they want, but we need some kind of a election. I mean, this has been ongoing for quite some time. This is the problem, that we can't bring it to a vote. We wanted to try and get it on a separate ballot at the last election, that just residents there could have filled in a separate ballot.
Maybe you can talk about that at that meeting.
Well, I won't be able to make that meeting. That's what day is that, a Tuesday or?
The second? It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
Yeah, I won't be able to make it, I'll be working on it, but, this has been brewing for a long time, and this is part of the trouble with the landfill. We need an official board seated and in place that is the official board. It's just, you can't get down the road, there's, it needs to be done. And I thought one other member had submitted a resignation as well from this board, but evidently that hasn't reached here. But this needs to be addressed. It needs to come up for election. If the current members want to run again, let them run again, and let the process take place. The top vote getters are moving forward. But the county supervisors backed away from this a long time ago. It needs to be kind of kicked back in their, well,
I don't think it's our.
You gotta realize that the section of the code
I know it gets
dictates
tricky.
what you do. I talked at length with the county attorney on this, too bad she isn't here. But, the code says how you can, how they are
They
elected.
tried to address.
All these decisions were made back when this district was established. And it was established, by election, December 4th, 1979. At that time, it was determined that their terms would be, done not in, general election cycle, like, the water board is, but by, appointment.
Okay, and we had
Two
100 signatures
attorneys.
that wanted the.
Once they're on there, they're basically on there, unless there's a vacancy. And when there's a vacancy, then the code says that they can call for a special meeting for the purpose of electing someone to fill that vacancy. So their election does not coincide with election laws governed by the county.
So what
Okay.
you're telling me is that they're appointed by the Board of Supervisors?
No, they're not appointed by the board respectfully accepts these things.
Okay.
Because again, it took the Board of Supervisors to originally establish this district. Once it's established, the board sets out the terms, and those terms, when they canvass, allowed for the three highest voters at that time to serve, one term for Joe Rayshak, for instance, was 3 years. Louis Stickelberg was for 2 years. Virgil Young was for 1 year. Following Virgil Young's 1 year, the board, not the Board of Supervisors, but the board received it on file to replace Young with Wood. And from that time on, the trustees operate on their own, not within the general election cycle, because those terms do not coincide with the election cycle.
Let me ask this, you say they do not coincide with the election cycle. Are they in terms of time limit?
No, they serve until there's a vacancy, according to the code.
Okay, so they can serve until they drop dead.
So how do they change that?
Or they decide not.
How do they change that?
Go to your legislators and have 358.9 changed.
So it's not,
So it's in the Iowa code that says,
That's what we're going with, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not, unusual. The sanitary, Savage sanitary, same way, it works.
We've had over 100 signatures, take that little community, 100 signatures, two of the members removed from
But
that
see,
board.
the board of
100
supervisors
Now,
cannot,
we need something done. When you got 100 signatures, want these people removed from this board out there, something needs to be done. We're not happy with the ones that are out there, most of the people in general.
I believe Brian, last week, the assistant county attorney made some reference to a process in the legal system that can have them removed.
okay. Again, not the board of supervisors, they don't have that, you submit the petition to your board, your trustee board. The other thing is, if the trustees, are negligent, then you can always file in district court. But that's the way the code operates, just like any other, official. You know, if I'm not doing my job, you can get a petition and file that petition with the district court to hear this.
So that's,
And if
That's
they
the
find
only-
negligence, then you just,
so that's the only recourse that you have by state statute, is to file a petition with the district courts for the removal of these offices. The board of supervisors doesn't have that authority to do that. And so that's the legal recourse that has to do if you have to. If you cannot convince them to resign, then that's the recourse that you have, is to take a petition to the district court to have them removed for negligence in their office.
and I think if you
I
said.
know 100 signatures of people unhappy with it should be enough to get something done.
That could be,
It
but
could
that
be.
needs to be filed with the district court, not with the board of supervisors.
And for sure, take full advantage of this election coming up to at least replace one of the 3 people. I don't know if that's gonna get you anywhere, but,
No, it's not.
but it will help, I mean,
No, it won't help.
so.
Basically, what it's turned out to be is time and money.
And, you know, there's been a group that have looked at the statutes, they've done what they thought everything had to be done. They've tried to put into place a new board. We need help with this, and I feel the county supervisors is where we can get that help. I mean, a simple darn election. And,
What we can do.
and,
we gotta go through the legislature.
Yeah, we may not,
Open the board up. That's all.
I
it's
guess
for.
personally, I wish there was something we could do,
Yeah, it'd be real easy,
but it doesn't, from my knowledge, there's nothing we can do. You guys have to take it to district court. That's the only thing I think we can do.
But the only thing it is, Merle, they weren't elected in, they were appointed.
To start.
Because nobody else wanted the job. So how did they hold the election
Now,
against us?
we don't know about that, because those people were on the water board for as long as I've been, pretty much, most of them, as long as I've been on it. This was somewhat in play, unlike the water board. Now, the water board is where we had the problem, Dennis.
Right.
That's the one where they just plain dropped it.
But
And then,
I talked to all 3 of them, and all 3 of them said that you guys were the ones that
We
appointed
didn't necessarily appoint them. I mean, the board receives these and places them on file. And we do that to kind of keep continuity in these townships, these miscellaneous boards, so that when something does come up, like a budget, because sanitary sewer does adopt a budget every year, then we have contact people. But they came and had nobody, because everyone left that water board or died. So then we definitely had to step in. There was no vacancy, or there was all vacancies. So we tried to do the best we can with the code sections that are available.
Everybody's hands are tied.
Well,
I mean, they really are. You gotta process. You have to-
but I think you're in the step in the right direction if you.
There's a process you have to go through.
She's right on the code thing.
Yeah.
She's at 100% right, but he and I have discussed this before, Ryan. And I have discussed this before and also discussed it with, the woman who went out and carried home. And we talked about this. And there's nothing we can do other than take it to the court system. But the court system could also slap us in the face with it and make it mandatory. See, that's something, you know, and we're in between a rock and a hard spot, what we're all trying to lay back here.
we have to prove why we don't want them. They don't have to prove nothing.
I was on that board and 100 people wanted to be on it.
Get on.
Yeah.
But I would
The
say, you know,
situation
that's,
has developed,
Yeah.
and
it's really why this vote to get somebody new on there is gonna be important, in my opinion.
No,
Because
I-
it will have a,
no,
you don't realize it's only one of three today, but what if the next person resigns then? Then you got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
See, and then you're
talking majority.
all right. That's why I'm saying you gotta at least take this step to get somebody.
January 2nd, February 2nd meeting is pretty important for everybody.
Yeah.
Those 100 people,
As
as measured to be there.
there's your things there. That's the meeting. It's not this meeting, it's that meeting. You got what we're talking about.
Totally agree.
Get somebody there to take.
And then did that board change the rule that they do go on elections like, or term limits?
Again, on this board, there's no, well, we better ask the county.
Okay, I threw that out there, 'cause just, that's part of the problem, is almost every other board has term limits.
And then
You
they
serve
have
for
to
3
file.
years, then you guys get together and then vote again.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me that you're there for life, it's your problem.
exactly.
Maybe you think about getting that
And
changed.
incidentally, getting bylaws adopted on both those boards would be very advisable,
I think that's
as it
a
was,
real problem.
as it was 5 or 6 years ago.
That's what's
And
created.
neither board has done that.
Well,
But we're talking about the boards that don't want to do nothing. That's why they haven't done nothing. They know it was to their
Well, you
advantage.
get somebody good on there, then let's get on there and raise enough hell that the other 2 resign, and then, you know.
they won't resign.
Sounds good, Merle, but it won't work.
They won't do it, and I don't know who they even are, so I just.
I don't know. Well,
When you got 100 people say that move out, one person ain't gonna stop it.
Start with February 2nd.
At this point, I'd like to recognize the importance of the February 2nd date and the previous question, which essentially stops the date. And we go.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item 10 on the agenda, adopt resolution to initiate vacation of all that portion of road originally known as the Jackson and Deer Creek Road, now known as the Garfield Avenue, lying south of the right-of-way of the road now known as 150th Street, running north and south, being 33 feet in width, each side of the range section line between section 36 Township 90 North, Range 30 West, Jackson Civil Township, and Section 31 Township 90 North, Range 29 West, Deer Creek Civil Township.
Move item 10.
Motion to second, or talking again?
Yes, prior to 2008, this was the road that extended south, approximately, say, a half a mile south of 150th Street. In 2008, in that half mile stretch is a railroad that bisects Garfield. And in 2008, The landowners were in agreement to vacate south of the railroad crossing, but they didn't want to vacate north of the railroad crossing. They would file for neighborhood, so we did what we could to vacate. Now we've had recent contact. There's two landowners, one on each side of the road. They're brothers, and minors. And I wrote them both a letter. I heard back from one. I didn't hear back from the other. But in my letter, I said if I don't hear back from anybody, last Thursday at 4:30, I was going to proceed to do this. One of the brothers said, "Fine, go ahead. I'm in total agreement." And he couldn't speak for the other brother. So he never got back to me to oppose anything. So our goal here is to vacate the remainder of Garfield Avenue south of 150th Street, which is approximately 450 north and south by 66 feet east and west. And I know the resolution which I prepared left blank the date for what you need to do is pass this resolution, which includes a hearing date. After I finally heard back from the Union Pacific Railroad of a date that's more agreeable, if I could recommend February 17th at 10:30 is the consensus on the ideal date. And that would have to be, I did retype the resolution to reflect that, and I also have a notice that needs to be signed if you do pass this item number 10.
Then this roadway goes back to the original owners.
Yes.
And they do with whatever, they can leave the road the way it is, or they can
Right.
push it down and farm it.
The only cost to the county is the process of putting a legal notice in the paper, and that's it. Ideally, once the road is vacated, we probably remove a sign or two, and it reverts back to the adjacent landowners. If they want to plow the road under and farm it, or leave the road as is, that's their business. Yeah. So that's,
Certainly makes sense because that little triangle-shaped piece of land between the two roads and the railroad on one side and then farmland on the other, so,
I don't know if that was farmed, I don't know if to put it back there.
yeah.
Do I need to amend my motion to include that date?
You didn't have the date down there. You don't need that. You're just advising the date's going to be.
you could have a motion to approve the resolution and include the date of 10:30, Tuesday, February 17th, as the date of the hearing. That's
Right.
So
And I'll second that.
I have a motion to second, any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. It's now time for the citizens' opportunity to address the board with items not on the agenda. Board of Supervisors Committee reports.
We had an emergency management meeting last Thursday to approve the budget. It's going to be put in as the same as last year. And then there'll be a public hearing, I believe, the 12th of June. And we're in discussions on how to replace Tony. And hopefully on the 12th we'll make a decision on that. So moving forward, otherwise Christine from Public Health is approved as the interim one. So we have an emergency management coordinator in place on a new basis. That's it.
I'll be attending a meeting today in Rockwell City for the Des Moines Water Works lawsuit. There are 3 counties over there. Everyone's going to be there and conducting a meeting on what's going on, so I'll be attending that. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Yeah, I really don't have any actual committees to report on, just letting the public know that next week the county enters into our discussions of fiscal year 2016 county budget. And so your supervisors will all be wrapped up with discussion of numbers and what we can do with the county for next year. So if you're, just really looking for something to put you on the edge, come and visit our discussions.
Did you hear all this? Anything else? Hearing nothing, motion to adjourn.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Appreciate your attendance.